So let's move on. Now what we want to do is we want to actually get those lines to move or look like they are moving, depending on who you ask. If you want to go into details, okay. So what I want to do is at this point I want to add in a clock. Okay. Now let's think of it like we'll be using this to control FPS. Let me put it like that. So you see clock is equal to PyGame. Now PyGame has available to us time. So you see dot time like that. See dot clock. We want the clock. Okay. So like this. So let's think of it like we have initialized like the variable, and then we are going to be using it later. Good. Then we want to come inside of the game loop. Okay. We want to come inside here. Then we want to set the actual tick of the clock. So we say clock dot tick. And what do you think? I said FPS. So what do we really think? Let's just go 60. Okay. Let's go 60. I think that's a standard. That's a good standard. To start off, regardless of your machine or whatever, like clock dot 60, that should be able to work for you. Now, the next thing I want to add is the actual code that will let the road lines itself move. Okay. Now, if you want to think about it, I want to make sure you understand. Where do you think this one is going to go? So if you study what's going, anything that involves changes like over and over again, I mean, think of frames per second. We want to display the first frame, second frame, like it's something that's continuous. Okay, if you look at this, we want to draw the road lines. It's something that should be rendering and then keep rendering. If you want this to move again, we want it to keep doing it over and over again. So that's some way you should think of deciding what goes into your loop and then what stays outside of your loop. Okay, let me see, moving your lines, if that makes any sense. Actually, it makes sense. Yeah, so moving your lines. Now, again, we want to say for I in range. Let me see. Now, I want to take the length of our road lines. Okay. Yes, the length of our road lines. Let me see it like this. Good. Then we want to say road lines at 1. Again, I'm going to be trying to explain this. So if you pick an array, we know that the position, we know that index 1 is position 2. Okay. So in order to be making our illusions, we want to be working off the second position, and then we just be making our movements like that, if that makes any sense, because we want something that's continuous. So the movement is going to be occurring in thereabouts, and that alone is not it. We are not done. We want to say if our road lines at I, okay, good, mind we are looking through everything with I. If our road lines at I is greater than our height, like this, okay, then road lines at I, we want to decrement it. Okay, so minus equals, and then we say 50. Okay, good. So we want to decrement it by 50. Now, again, for me to explain, let me try to run this. Okay, we want to change this side to here, so you can see the movements occurring. I think it's quite fast, but yeah, so that's the movements that are working off, and you can see once we have something over here, right? If we have something over here, it's going to create the illusion of like movement. Okay, so that's what we are working off right now. So we have been able to make the movements. Let me see if I can get it to slow down so that we appreciate it. And if you really think about it, you can see that we started from index 1, right? This one is always set in place, and then we do our illusions over here, as you can see. So we render here, then it leaves, then we render here, then leaves, then render here. You see how it is. Okay, so that's how to move the road. Let's just keep this at 50. Okay, now we are going to make ways to control like the speed. Now the speed itself is going to be coming more from the car side of things. Okay, because what we just did again is just like an illusion. Okay, to create the illusion of movement. So the speed itself is going to come from the car side. So the next thing we are going to do, we will add the player. We'll add the player being the car. Okay, so next we are going to add the car.